It's so long since I filmed like an official sit-down video. This is kind of weird. It's exciting. It's exciting. It's nice to be back. I say that every time, but you know. I'm gonna break down a few of the books that I have been reading so far this month. I'm not gonna go over everything. You guys know I'm not really like a huge fan of like making wrap-ups. So I figured I would just like go down my list of books that I have read so far and just like talk about my favorites and anything that I have to say about any of the books that I've read, really, because I have read so far 46 books. But before you get too excited, I'm pretty sure like 40 of those were manga, which is still valid. Okay, I'm counting those. I'm gonna continue to count those. Let's see. First, I'm just gonna go down the list and like see what I read from the beginning and see if any of them are like books that I want to like recommend to you guys. I have had a pretty good reading year so far, I would say, mostly because I've been doing a lot of rereads. Like, rereads just never let you down. First book that I read was Sister Philip with Love, which is the 5th book of the Julia Quinn Bridgerton series. This is one of the books that I was most excited about because it features Eloise, which if you have seen Bridgerton, you will know why I was so excited about this. Eloise is one of my favorite characters. I ended up giving it like a 4 out of 5 stars. The thing with the Bridgerton series, I'm realizing, is that it tends to be very kind of hit or miss for me. Like, some of the books I really like the 2nd book, which is the next series, the next season of the series that's gonna take place. I absolutely love that one. The first one, I enjoyed it for the most part, but the consent was... There was issues with the first one, and I feel like with all of these, maybe it is because it's such like an older series, there's some problematic aspects to the books, if I'm being completely honest, which kind of like take me away from the fantasy and the fun of the book when I'm reading it. So I did have some problems with the books. Like I said, they were kind of hit or miss for me for this. I was incredibly excited but also incredibly scared because I love Eloise. But all in all, it was 4 stars. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I remember, I think I just wanted more interaction with the kids. Because it does have, she ends up getting engaged to, I think he was a widower. It's been a while, it's been a few months, but I'm pretty sure he was a widower. His cousin, yeah, it was his cousin's widower that she ended up getting engaged to, and he had 2 children, and I do wish that there had been a little bit more interaction with the children. But all in all, like I said, 4 out of 5 stars. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I started like buying a lot of manga again. I started filling out the series that I already had, and then I also started getting new ones, and this is one of them because I've just been reading the translations, the scans for this series for a really long time. I also watched the anime, and I love it so much that I decided to finally just like buy the series. It's one of my favorites. I absolutely love it. It's about nerds who fall in love, who are also childhood friends, and they're so awkward, and it's like an adult romance, which is good, but it's not like adult. It's just like clueless nerds falling in love, which I realize now is like one of my favorite genres, and I love it. I love it so much. I think I only read the first volume of this. I need to finish off this reread of the series and also catch up because I don't think I'm all caught up. I was reading the scans, like I said, so I don't know at what point I'm at anymore in the actual printed versions of it, but if you're a fan of romance anime, this is one of the best, and I highly anime. Well, manga and anime. I also recommend the anime. I highly recommend this. It's great, and like I love these two, and it's just 10 out of 10 would recommend. I love this a lot. This one was actually kind of a little bit of a chance for me, I would say, because this isn't really like one of the books that I would typically gravitate towards, but I kept seeing it pop up everywhere. I kept seeing it pop up in my recommendations. I saw it on TikTok. I saw it on, I think, even Instagram at some point, and I was like, okay, fine, I'll read it. So I read, again, the scans first, just because I'm cheap. I want to test the waters sometimes before I jump in fully into like collecting manga, you know, because manga can get expensive. So I read the scans first, and it's such a freaking hilarious, like surprisingly heartwarming manga. It's Spy Family. I'm sure you've seen it. It was sold out forever. It took me forever to get the first volume of this because it was sold out everywhere. I could not find it online. Obviously, I'm not about to go into the store anytime soon, although I am today fully vaccinated, 2 weeks. which is exciting for me. I'm still not really gonna go anywhere though, but you know, it's exciting nonetheless. But yeah, it's amazing. It's like about a spy who ends up marrying an assassin, and he adopts a daughter who is a telepath, and none of them know, well, I mean, I guess the little girl does, just because like she reads everyone's minds, but like they don't know about each other's secret identities, and there's hijinks, and obviously like the spy has to portray the ideal family for his mission, so there's attachments that happen in this, and I just love it. Like I said, it's surprisingly heartwarming. It's also hilarious, and 10 out of 10 would recommend. Again, it's been a lot of fun. There's also apparently an anime in the works for this. I'm excited about that. Oh, and for that one, I finished it. I've read even the ones that like haven't been printed yet. Pretty sure I'm like up to like volume 7 of that, which has not been printed yet. It's getting printed later on this year, and now I'm just waiting for translations to like go up every so often so I can go back and catch up and see what's going on with my precious little family. This is what took up the majority of like the books that I have read this year so far, because one day I just started rereading this series, and then before I knew it, the day was over and I had read 29 volumes of it. So I mean, it was a reread slash catch up because I had fallen behind on the series, but it's one of my absolute favorites, and I'm still incredibly heartbroken that we are not probably going to get a season 2 of the anime, because the anime is just starting to get good. Anyway, it's YONA of the Dawn. It's one of my favorites. This just like crosses so many boxes for me in terms of like tropes. It has the bodyguard trope, it has childhood friends trope. Oh my god, found family is another one. Like I love them. I love them so much. Their relationship, like not just the romantic relationship, which I will say it's a slow burn also. If you're a slow burn kind of beach, this is for you. I suffered through it for a while. I do enjoy slow burn, but sometimes I just want them to kiss, you know? This is great. Like I said, I marathoned it all in a day. 29 volumes. And I already have the next ones pre-ordered, and I'm scared. Not that I'm scared. Like I said, it ticks off so many boxes, and I'm so sad that we're not getting a second season of this. I check every so often. I haven't heard anything. If you know anything, please let me know. I want to know. Okay, next up I have a book. I actually did read a few books. Okay, I listened to them on audiobook, but I think this one might be my favorite of the year. At least of the ones that I finished, because I am still crawling my way through, spoiler alert, just because I just don't want to suffer. I want to like put pause on them being happy for a little bit longer. So I still haven't finished it, but I do really like that one. It's really good. This is a me problem. It's not an issue with the book, it's an issue with me. So we're not gonna talk about that. But this book I did finish and I loved, and 10 out of 10 would recommend. I am so excited. I also really want to get my hands on the second book, Love Lettering. So this is about a like stationary, handy, oh my god, what's the word for it? It's like, it's not a calligrapher, I don't think, but you know, she designs like invitations and stuff like that for people. And one of the last jobs that she did were invitations for a wedding that she pretty much could tell was going nowhere. So she ended up unconsciously writing a message on the invitations. Didn't think much of it, whatever. A year later, the groom shows up and he's like, what the hell? How did you know? Why did you write this on my invitations? Yeah, my wedding was kind of not working out, and then they develop a weird kind of friendship from that obviously blossoms into a relationship, and it's just so good. It was so good. There was angsty moments, there was like sexy moments, it was just a really good one. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Oh my god, this was so good. And also the audiobook was really well done, I thought. Side note, it felt a little bit like a love letter to New York too, because it does take place in New York, and it has them kind of traveling around the city discovering fonts and designs and stuff. It's like a little side note of like the plot and how they get to know each other, and it was beautiful. It made me want to visit New York even more, although probably like way after all this stuff is over. Like I said, even I'm vaccinated, but that still doesn't mean I'm gonna be going anywhere anytime soon. It's just, it's cute, it's adorable. One of my new favorites. Definitely made Clayborn one of my auto-buy authors now. And yeah, it's a lot of fun. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Speaking of nerds in love, My Fake Rake by Leigh. I recently finished this. If you like clueless nerds falling in love, this is for you. Like, I swear, these two just, I love when smart people are so incredibly not smart. You get what I'm saying? Like, they're so intelligent in their field, but when it comes to love, they're kind of clueless and they're just fumbling around. And then also this features like a friends to lovers kind of situation, but also like a My Fair Lady moment, but it's the guy who's getting the makeover, and they're just sweet and adorable and they respect each other so much, which is also part of the reason why it's so hard for them to like get together. And it's just, it was great. 10 out of 10. Another one. I will definitely be checking out the second book of the series, which I think already came out. Actually, I think even the third book has come out at this point. I've had this book for a while, so I'm so glad that I finally read it. Again, Leigh, another one of my new favorite auto-buy authors, because this was so much fun and I would highly recommend it. You know what? That was gonna be my last one, but I actually just finished one this morning, which I feel like I need to talk about because it was so cute. Honestly, I picked it up on a whim because I saw it on TikTok and it sounded interesting to me. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna check it out, read like a chapter or two. It's a webtoon. And I marathoned it, all 40 chapters just this morning, and I thoroughly enjoyed it and I highly recommend it. It is My Secret Hot Husband. My Secret Hot Husband. Initially I thought that it was gonna have a bit of like Beauty and the Beast vibes because it is about a young girl who gets sold off to be the wife of this like vicious monster who is basically a demon and everybody's afraid of him, and like she goes and she thinks he's gonna die, but like obviously nothing is really what it seems, and you know how these things go. I don't need to explain it to you, okay? But honestly, none of that matters. All that matters is that if you are in any way, shape, or form even slightly attracted to this dynamic, you know what to do. Cinnamon roll, badass heroine. I love that she is like, honestly, I was gonna say she kind of like stands on the same level with him, like on the same ground or whatever, but I would argue that she is even like more active and gets more shit done than her husband in most situations. Found family again, like he's a cinnamon roll even though he looks like the most intimidating man on earth, and he kind of low-key is, but like when it comes to his wife, he's just whipped, and I love it. 10 out of 10. I'm so excited to keep reading this. Now I'm gonna have to wait for like more chapters as they're translated, which is just fun for me, but you know, if you want to suffer with me, like it's just beautiful and I highly recommend it. And like I said, that was it. That was basically a basic breakdown of most of what I have been reading this past month. Like I said, I think I have like 47 books so far down on my reading challenge, and my goal for the year was to read 50, so I'm doing pretty good. I'm thinking honestly of like maybe bumping it up to 100. I feel like that wouldn't be so crazy, especially considering the fact that I still have all the manga from the library that I still haven't returned. And I also, I'm still on my reread of Fruits Basket. I'm also planning to reread and catch up on My Hero and Jujutsu Kaisen because I watched the anime with my brother and now it's over and I want to know what happened, so I'm gonna actually read the manga. So a lot of manga, a lot of webtoons, graphic novels. I feel like that's my thing this year. I'm not mad at it. I'm enjoying it a lot. It's been really fun. It's been great. Okay, that being said, I really have to go now because I'm gonna be late for work. But yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any recommendations, anything at all similar to like what I've been showing you, or if you have any thoughts on any of the things that I mentioned in this video, please let me know. And yeah, that's it for now, guys. I will see you next time. Bye.